The following is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com. This live video stream is made possible in part by WLCN's live stream technology sponsor, Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln and online at merealty.com. It is 4:02 p.m., time for the 4 p.m. 411 here on WLCN 96.3 FM. My name is Loyd Kirby. I am the marketing manager here, and for the next half hour, we'll be talking. Typically on this program, we talk to someone from the community with some specialized knowledge or has an event going on or just something kind of timely. And today is no exception as we have Jeanette Davis here with us for, you are a community health specialist from the
Logan Mason Rosk.
Logan Mason Rosk, which is Recovery-Oriented Systems of Care.
You got it.
Okay, how about that? So she will be with us until 4:30, so if you have questions, comments, information, whatever you'd like to give us a call, 217-648-5510, the number to call, or you can email us your questions, 4pm411 at WLCNonline.com. I believe our email is working, our notification system is working today. I've gotten emails in the past that I didn't find out about until after the show, but hopefully things are working now. But once again, Jeanette is with us today, and well, let's just get into it. You came to us, and our topic of conversation, at least the main one, was going to be anti-stigma campaign that you're involved in. So do you want to tell us what is an anti-stigma campaign and what can we learn from it?
Well, maybe we can back up just a little bit and talk about ROSC, maybe just to break that down a little bit. So Recovery-Oriented Systems of Care, Logan and Mason County are my service area, and we are working within our community to help build and create a comprehensive community recovery, really helping agencies, organizations, those who are seeking services to be able to find each other and be able to receive services easier, right? Mm-hmm. It's very difficult going through that process, and a lot of our services before now have been out of our community,
right?
And we're working very hard to be able to provide services directly to our folks here at home, and so the Logan Mason Rosk is helping to bring that initiative together.
Okay.
And so with our anti-stigma campaign, right, one of the things that we have found and is there's a lot of stigma when it comes to struggling with substance use or mental health, unfortunately.
Right.
would like to believe that we're in a place that it's safe to ask for help, but that's not always the case. And so we acknowledge that and notice that. And so one of the things that we've done is we've actually partnered with Ford County ROSC, and together we've put together an anti-stigma campaign. And our tagline for that is reframing recovery. What we want to do is present recovery different to the community. And one of the ways that we're doing that is talking about words, that words matter. Sometimes we're used to using specific words that may not be, they change as time goes on.
Sure.
And what we found is that when we use clinical terms, when it comes to people who struggle with substance use disorder or mental health of any kind, that it matters, that clinical words, actually people get served better. They are welcomed differently. And so, we have different posters you'll see that go around. Currently, mainly, we're using community boards and digital, like our social media platforms. But this is one of the examples, and so it talks about one word at a time, and it gives suggestions for moving, for instance, instead of using the words addict or junkie, that we use a person with substance use disorder. Instead of saying clean, sometimes that's referred to when someone is taking a drug test. And so we would refer that to being in remission or being in recovery. Again, removing the, when we think clean, if you are using that means you're dirty or... Right. So we want to eliminate that. Another one, instead of using relapse, we use reoccurrence. Again, it's words that are clinical words that really fit more to the disease of addiction and how we can address it. So different things like that we're putting out just to make people aware. Another way that we are sharing information is with some positive statistics, right? We don't always hear those. Right. And so we're reframing the statistics. And so when we talk about 10% of Americans age 18 or older are in recovery from substance use disorder, we don't realize that represents approximately 23.5 million people, right? And so we want to bring attention to that. Another statistic, a report by SAMHSA found that 74% of individuals who complete substance use treatment are employed year after. It's one thing that we want to connect with businesses and open up those opportunities for people who are transitioning back into homes, perhaps leaving facilities or treatment centers, that when given the opportunity, folks show up. Another statistic we have is of the 58.7 million adults who perceive they have had a mental health problem, 38.8 million consider themselves to be in recovery and to have recovered from the mental health problem. So some positive statistics that we don't always think about. And just another example, too, is just reframing for those whom are in recovery, that we can embrace our recovery. That is something to be proud of, and it's something that we can show confidence and strength, and that we're building integrity, and that, again, removing the shame. There's a lot of shame that comes with this, and even for the family members who may be seeking help, we really want to encourage people that the shame is not seeking help. The shame is suffering silently, and that it actually is a strength to be able to reach out and ask for help. And we want to just create pathways in which people feel safer to do that. So, that's a lot of kind of the things that we're putting out there. We hope to partner as we continue this campaign with local business owners and other service agencies. Perhaps we're going to be asking to, maybe placing them on tables, in different venues, so that people can be, presented these ideas, and just making it not a taboo conversation is what we're really trying to do.
As Mabel tries to make her way across
Miss Mabel.
the control board here. So, I would imagine there's just a whole lot that goes into that. It's kind of like I always often refer to the meme that you see on social media a lot of times, that you see the iceberg and you see 10% of what's above the surface, but then the 90% below the surface that you have no idea how big it is or how just what's going on down there. I'm sure in this case, with the services you provide and the initiative here trying to reframe the language and turn things to a more positive tone, that I appreciate it, but I am sure that it's a much bigger undertaking than even it just sounds here in the description.
Sure, and you hit the nail on the head. I mean, with the iceberg, that definitely is what we find. And the truth is, we know our community is struggling. There we have folks that are out here, whether in active addiction. And just struggling to seek help, family members who feel helpless or hopeless of the situation, which is another reason, I'm here today to bring hope, that recovery is possible, and that we do recover, and that, again, one of the hardest things to do is starting the conversation a lot of the time. And I when I visit folks and I'm sharing, I ask if someone, or if you work with someone, or if you live with someone or related to someone whom is struggling with a substance use disorder or mental health of any kind issue. And more people acknowledge that, yes, and I actually challenge those who think that they might not know anyone, that they may not be quite a safe space for someone to be able to confide or share something like that. And so how do we prepare ourselves, or how do we open ourselves up for someone whom is closer to us that would like to disclose, and kind of being available and open to that. And we encourage and hope that, as people come forward or ask for help, again, I'm here to say it's possible. All
right, very good. So we talked about how you're going to be bringing more services to the area, so maybe we'll go ahead and take our first break and talk about that afterwards. Once again, our guest is Jeanette Davis with Recovery-Oriented Systems of Care of Logan and Mason County, and she is with us till 4:30. 217-648-5510, the number to call if you have questions, or send us an email, 4pm411 at WLCNonline.com. We invite you to tune in to the Viewpoint program tomorrow, when host Dara Entwistle will have Kelly Joe from the Heart and Flower business/project. There's kind of a neat story with that. Tune in at 8 tomorrow for that. And then next week here we will have Adam Campbell, who is the Dean of Career and Technical Education for Heartland Community College. But as I said, today we have Jeanette Davis until 4:30, so we will talk more with her right after this.
This is Corporal Brian Clements with the Lincoln Police Department. This week, Lincoln Logan County Crime Stoppers is seeking information in reference to 2 burglaries in Lincoln that have occurred recently. A building at 523 North Elm Street was burglarized during the February 1st weekend. Another building at 411 North Chicago Street was burglarized on the weekend of February 3rd. Multiple expensive tools were taken from both locations. If you have any information on this crime, please contact the Lincoln Logan County Crime Stoppers anonymously at 217-732-3000 or the Lincoln Police Department at 217-732-2151. Tips leading to an arrest could receive a cash reward up to $1,000. Crime Stoppers only wants your information and not your name.
The Lincoln Logan County Crime Stoppers Crime of the Week is brought to you by Me Realty, supporting a thriving community safe for families through support of the Crime Stoppers program. Me Realty, 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, and online at merealty.com.
Culver's is a family restaurant. To me, that means being the place that puts a smile on everyone's face. We're famous for our cooked-to-order butter burgers and frozen custard made daily inside our restaurants. But we've always believed more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. We source the finest chicken to bring you our tenders and chicken sandwiches. And our cheese curds. They're a Wisconsin tradition we're proud to share with you. So take the next meal shift off and let us take care of you. Welcome to Delicious.
Culver's, home of the Butterburger, 2530 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center makes an impact locally and beyond through a wide range of events, ministries, and outreaches. Pastors Steve and Debbie Owens invite you to worship Sunday mornings at 10:30 and attend Wednesday night Bible studies at 6:30. Connect with FGEC online, follow them on Facebook, download their app, and visit their new website at myfgec.org with live YouTube video streams as well as recordings of services and special events. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center, 304 North McLean Street in Lincoln. No, we're fine. So once again, we're back 4 p.m. 411 here on WLCN 96.3 FM. Our guest is Jeanette Davis with the Recovery Oriented Systems of Care organization for Logan and Mason County. And before the break, we said we were going to talk a little bit about the services that the organization offers. So now that we are back, let's dive into that. You mentioned earlier on when we were discussing these things that a lot of the services, or there were very few services that were available here in Logan County, and there's a movement to bring more of those services and make them more easily available to residents. What kinds of things are available now, maybe that weren't available 3-5 years ago or whatever?
Absolutely. Yeah, and so that one of the things is we have our Oxford House here. Housing has been a huge issue for those whom perhaps are leaving a facility who are really looking for a safe, drug-free space. That's not always available to some of our folks. Perhaps, their loved ones still live a certain lifestyle, or now we have a 7-man Oxford House available in Lincoln. So that is something that we've never had before. And we hope to advocate and bring the same opportunity for women. That's something that, is in the pipeline. We're definitely hoping for. So that's something we hadn't had before. Access to harm reduction resources is something that has really expanded in the last few years. So this would include naloxone, or as people have heard, the Narcan is the brand name, right. But it's the opioid reversal medication. So naloxone, and then testing strips such as fentanyl testing strips, xylazine, and benzo testing strips. Those are all part of harm reduction efforts, and you can find those at Family Custom Cleaners on Woodlawn. There's a vending machine there, free. That's available 24 hours a day.
Oh, nice.
Yes, so no, you don't have to go ask anyone. You just go get what you need. We also have that available at our health department in the front area. You don't even have to go all the way in, and that's during business hours. Also, you can find that in the courthouse, as well as in Mount Pulaski. I'm happy to announce the Mount Pulaski Library. Mm-hmm. They have a side door there that's open 24 hours, and folks can access those resources there as well. So I'm also in Mason County. We have some access to, but those are resources that were not readily available the way they are now. And if anyone is listening whom is interested in having those products available, perhaps for your employees, perhaps for customers, we've had people who carry naloxone whom never thought they'd use it, but they were at the right place at the right time, and they had what they needed, and they were actually able to save lives. So this isn't, these aren't small things. These are definitely things that are saving people's lives. Something else too is through SIU at our health department, there is a medical assisted recovery physician there that offers medical assisted recovery. That is something that we have not had in the past, where we've had to travel outside of, to Chicago, or not not Chicago, but Springfield or Bloomington or, Peoria, the surrounding areas, we have that access available now. So that is a big deal for those whom are interested in that pathway to recovery. We also have multiple recovery meetings that take place. A majority of those do take place at the building Hope on 5th. They're at 200 5th Street. We're happy that we have multiple from AA meetings to NA meetings, CODA, which is codependency meetings. We also have started a new SMART recovery meeting. We're meeting on Fridays from noon to 1:30. SMART recovery is an evidence-based approach to recovery that is uses a lot of what's called CBT or cognitive behavioral therapy concepts as part of the walking through the program. So that's something that we started newly not quite a year ago, and we're seeing some traction with that. Just offering different pathways. We never know what speaks to someone, what ignites their fire to invest in themselves. And so we want to give a variety of opportunities for people to get involved.
And if folks are interested in taking that first step, but maybe they're, for whatever reason, resistant to show up at a meeting or something, are there like online resources or online maybe Zoom type meetings available as well?
Yeah, so you could always access the aa.org website, and there's locators there for in-person meetings and online meetings. And that would go for Narcotics Anonymous, Alcoholics Anonymous as well, and Smart Recovery all offer an online option. And I would say that, if anyone is thinking about going to a meeting and maybe you don't want to go by yourself, call me, 217-871-3208. We would love to be able to step in that gap and walk alongside, and that can be a very scary thing to do.
Sure.
But we would love to help with that process. I'm trying to think of, I thought there was one other thing I was going to mention, and now it's kind of left me.
If you're like me, you'll think of it at like 3 in the morning.
Right. Ultimately, we want to be able to create the safe space for people to be able to access help.
Sure, absolutely. So once again, our guest is Jeanette Davis. She is with Recovery Oriented Systems of Care, or ROSC. And we'll go ahead and take our second break now, but we'll be back for a few minutes more with Jeanette. If you have questions, 217-648-5510, the number to call, or you can send us an email, 4pm411@wlcnonline.com. Whether you're buying or selling your home, the brokers of Me Realty will work with you to get the deal done. As one of Central Illinois' top producing offices for decades, Me Realty has the experience to guide you through the process. You want results? Call the brokers of Me Realty at 217-735-5424, stop by the office at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, or check out local listings online at merealty.com.
Hello, Lincoln and Logan County. This is Chris Grau from Grau Chevrolet Buick in Lincoln. When it comes time to choose someone to repair your car, truck, or SUV, don't you think you'd feel more comfortable working with the local people you know and trust? Our team in Service, Parts, and Detail have the tools, training, and knowledge that will get your repairs done quickly, with less downtime, and at the right price. Call the local pros at 217-735-4444 at Grau Chevrolet Buick on North Kickapoo Street in Lincoln.
An accident or injury can happen any day. If you're living without health insurance, now is the time to find a health insurance plan to protect you and your family. New, low-cost plans cover doctor's visits, hospital stays, prescriptions, preventative care, and more. And you could get a tax credit to help you afford insurance. So call me, Dara Entwistle, 217-737-7581 to help you find a plan that's right for you.
We are back on the 4 p.m. 411 here with Jeanette Davis from Recovery Oriented Systems of Care. 217-648-5510, the number to call if you have questions. We've got just a few minutes left. So it sounds like you've got a lot going on, a lot of new programs. You talked to me off the air about hoping to have some different sort of public activities or public awareness things that folks can come and learn more. But in order to do that, you need folks to kind of help drive the bus or push the bus or whatever it is. So I understand you have some groups that you could use some membership on to kind of help with those kinds of events and activities.
Absolutely. So our Recovery in Action group, this is for you guys who love to plan events, who have these great ideas, right? We're always looking for new and inventive ways, thinking outside of the box on how to educate our community. We meet the second Tuesday of every month at 4:30 to 6, and we're meeting at Hope on 5th. So we invite, again, those whom, this doesn't have to be someone with lived experience, an ally, someone who's just looking for a way to volunteer and give back. We would love to have you a part of our group. And again, this is the ones who we plan our events throughout the year, our recovery walks, those type of things. And also our Ross Council. So we meet the third Thursday of every month. We actually alternate from Hope on 5th, which we're meeting this Thursday, and then we transition the following month and meet in Mason City at the Mason City Library. And so we meet at 2 o'clock, and that we do have a hybrid option, so in person or online. But again, that's the body of folks who come that help us move this initiative forward.
Sure.
Yeah.
And in the past, as we were talking, you've had different types of events. You've had the Walk for Recovery? For Recovery. Mm-hmm. You've had that. I wanted to call it a Walk to Remember, but I think that's a movie. And then you've had like a free bowling event as well.
Oh, yeah.
In the past. So there's different, it's not just show up and it's like a lecture about here's what's offered and here's what you can do. There's definitely different activities and something for different ages.
Oh, yes. We have fun in recovery. I mean, part of it is the fellowship and just getting to know and being able to bring your families and have a good time with each other. And that's how we like to spend our time as well.
Very good. So one thing we haven't talked about, you're with Chestnut Health Systems. So when it comes to ROSC and it comes to recovery activities or programs or whatever, is there a cost involved to the person who is going through the program? Is it? Absolutely not. No. We everything that we do is free to the community, and we just invite you to come, whether it's to get educated, to learn different things, or just to be present and be with other people whom are in recovery. And also too, I want to throw out that is if anyone is looking for more education or information, if you'd like harm reduction to be presented to your staff or at your place of business, or you're wanting more information, please reach out with that as well. We would love to fill that gap. And if folks are interested in reaching out, what's the best way they could make contact? Yeah, so my email, jedavis@chestnut.org, or again, my number is 217-871-3208, and I welcome calls and texts. Okay, very good. So it is not quite 4:30, so you mentioned you've got some ideas on activities, but nothing really sort of firmly set in stone yet. Not quite set in stone. We definitely have some great ideas that are coming up. So again, fighting with the weather sometimes, but we look forward to having different events like speaker jams, where we come kind of a speak and eat, where that's a really great time to come out and hear people share their personal stories. So yeah, we definitely are looking forward to some events coming up. But if you're out there and you have
have a good idea, don't you hesitate to let us know about it.
Very good. So once again, our guest has been Jeanette Davis with the Recovery-Oriented Systems of Care, as Mabel makes her way across the console once again. We'll invite you to tune in tomorrow morning to the Viewpoint program with Dara Entwistle. She will have Kelly Joe from the Heart and Flower business/organization/initiative. A lot of things going on there. That will be at 8 a.m. tomorrow. And then next week here on this program, we'll have Adam Campbell, the Dean of Career and Technical Education with Heartland Community College. So once again, Ms. Jeanette, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Sure thing. So, and we do have Jeanette's contact information. If you're listening or you watch this program afterwards and need her information, feel free to contact us at the radio station and we can get you in contact with her. But for right now, I am Loyd Kirby. This is the 4 p.m. 411, and we will talk to you next week. This live video stream is made possible in part by WLCN's live stream technology sponsor, Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, and online at merealty.com. The preceding program is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com.